Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and this is my review of the Kindle Fire HDs. This one and the 8.9 variety, and for the most part, other than size and price, they're one and the same. I have to thank go.tagjag.com/online backup for giving me the opportunity to review these devices. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had them in my hands to be able to give you my experiences with them. And my experience, by and large, was okay. Not amazing. I mean, Amazon's done a pretty good thing, considering that they put a tablet out there that is usable-ish for starting at $200. And that's good. Considering they built the experience that they're sharing with the world upon Android, it is Android-ish. It's just running on a slightly older version of Android, and unfortunately that is probably one of its biggest crippling points. Not the price. The price is decent for what you get, I believe. Unfortunately, the software leaves a lot to be desired, certainly against other software experiences, including a pure Android experience you might have on a Nexus 4. I realize the Nexus 4 is a phone compared to a tablet. Just that Android's getting there in general, and Amazon is behind the curve in terms of developing. If they continue with Android, as I expect they will, it will get better with time. Will your current Kindle Fires, your Kindle Fire HDs, or any version that you have in hand now or could be purchased now, will they get better? We don't know if Amazon's going to push software updates down the pike for existing devices. So in general, the weight of each one of them was ample. I mean, I didn't feel like it was incredibly light. I didn't feel like it was incredibly heavy for either the 7-inch variety or the 8.9-inch variety. It was comfortable holding the smaller Kindle Fire in my hand, a single-handed operation, at least as far as palming it is concerned. Obviously I would have to use another finger or a stylus to operate the screen. The bezel, I thought that would be surrounding the screen, and I'll get to this other issue in a second, because I did have a certain issue with the way that Amazon decided to design parts of the Kindle Fire. Gosh, come on, turn on. There we go. Software's not exactly fully there, and I don't know if that was an exact demonstration of it. But the bezel surrounding I thought was comfortable enough so that I could hold it on the side without actually accidentally swiping the screen. Of course, there's no physical button here, but this is going to get to a point that I had a problem with on both of these Kindle Fire HDs. The location of the buttons I thought was okay, but the power button not only feels like the volume rocker switch, but on each device they are recessed to the point where I couldn't find them half the time, and that was very frustrating. So sometimes I would hit power when I meant to hit volume, sometimes I hit volume when I meant to hit power, and while I do appreciate the aesthetics of how it looks, I think in actual use, it was frustrating. The speakers were ample. I thought sound was as crisp as could be expected. Screen quality in terms of how text appeared when you were reading something, or how graphics appeared in terms of color saturation, I thought again were ample. Nothing seemed to be jumping out at me as something that was a problem with the quality of that part, the hardware quality. The software again I think is unfortunately the Achilles heel of Amazon. That being said, the only reason I think the Kindle Fires sold so well is because of Amazon's position. If this was an average tablet just sitting there in the store, there's no way on God's green earth this would have sold as well as it has. It's the power of Amazon's ecosystem that sets it apart specifically from other Android devices. Even though, yes, you can install Amazon's App Store on other devices, and yes, you can install at least the reader to be able to get to your Kindle library on other devices. It's the fact that Amazon has packaged it in a modified version of Android in the Kindle Fire that I think is its greatest strength for consumers. So it's kind of a mixed bag. It's not an amazing experience. It's not a perfect experience. It's okay. I can understand why it sold so well, but keep in mind, again, you don't need to use Amazon's hardware to get to most of its software, and including in another video I'm going to do, trying my best to compare this against the iPad, which a lot of consumers are inclined to do. They're looking for a big brand to purchase into. Amazon's a big brand. I think they've done a great job using their position to further their cause. I think the Kindle Fire experience will get better over time. The hardware, of course, should evolve as well. The cameras on the devices, I'm sure, well, this camera, of course, this camera, I thought were okay. Again, all right, hang on. Let me see if I can locate the power switch. Again, it's not, once you get used to it, it's a little easier, but even on the larger tablet, they're almost right next to each other, and there's no telling which is which until you actually physically look with your eyes instead of feeling it, which is frustrating. I think that the cameras certainly work. You know, if you want to do some basic Skyping, it's not going to be amazing. I'd be surprised if the webcam on your computer was of better quality than the camera that you might get on either one of these tablets. Battery life was ample. Certainly, you could probably get through a day in reading. I don't know. The thing that Amazon did with the Kindle is branded it so deeply in terms of e-reading and building up a library of content that you can access, certainly. But I would say that the Kindle Fire is no better a reading tablet than an iPad, than a Nexus 7, than any other tablet that you could use to get to any type of ebook library. So that's not really what sets it apart. What sets it apart is really Amazon's modifications. That's about it. It's not amazing, but yes, you can get to Amazon easily enough. Duh, go figure. You've got some amount of games, although I would say that the performance, generally speaking, was meh. I mean, I was reminded of the performance of a lot of other Android tablets in the marketplace. I've yet to see a really amazing Android tablet to begin with. The only Android experience I've had that has just blown me away has been the Nexus 4, which I realize, again, is a different class of product. But it's that brand and the experience of living in what Amazon wants you to live in that you're really buying into here. The price is not insanely competitive anymore. Unfortunately, that's not what's going to set it apart. I mean, yes, you can browse the web, certainly. You can look at photos. You've got some amount of document management, but it's all kind of meh. It's really disjointed, and it will get better with time. And that's really, to me, the bottom line is it's okay as a device. And I don't have a problem recommending it so long as you understand the caveats. Don't swallow the marketing hype on any product out there. Actually using it is going to give you a better idea of whether or not you're going to do well with the way Amazon has made it so how you can navigate and get around in their experience. It was just not as cohesive as I would have wanted it to be, this being the sophomore effort from Amazon, at least as far as the Kindle Fire is concerned. But again, that should get better, not with hardware revisions, but specifically with software revisions. And I'm very much looking forward to more software revisions. And as they tie everything together in a better way, I think I'd be a lot happier in recommending it outright to anybody who would want to buy it. This is the type of device you might want to get if you want to get a tablet and you only have $200 to spend. That's really the only reason this would sell over any other tablet in the marketplace. A lot of what Amazon has available is in software, and again, you can access it from those experiences from other devices. So, my review is okay. I don't have like a 5-star out of 10 or anything like that. It's okay. It's passable. It's a device that does what it says it's going to do, but just doesn't really impress me all that much. And it's largely because of the problems that exist in software. And hopefully, again, that will improve.